All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always, man, by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Recha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to once again speak about the video that's circulating right now of the ISUPK and what they are commanding of all Israelite camps. Okay, and the elder brother Yasha Wamba from Dallas, he posted the snippet on his page, and it's about a minute or so long of a video, but it's a guy of the ISUPK saying pretty much that all of the breakoff camps need to report to them, and they would tell you when you should eat and what you should eat and who you can be with, who you can't be with, and how to be with that woman. Um, and some more madness, okay? Those commandments that he so-called gave through that video are not of the scriptures, okay? He has no scripture, or they have no scriptures, that they can go to and say, well, because of this precept, we can tell you all right, Salaki for that. But as I was saying, man, they have no precepts where they can go to justify what they said about commanding all of the camps and reporting to them and telling you when you can eat, who you can be with and how to be with that person. Those are precepts of men. Okay, it is something that they came up with and made it a law in their minds. All right, just as the ancient wicked scribes and Pharisees were turning their traditions into laws and adding laws to the laws, that was not of the Father. And that's why Yahushua was sharply rebuking them individuals, because they were putting the traditions of their forefathers and customs of their forefathers over the laws of the Most High. And this is what these guys are doing, man. There are precepts of men, and they're setting themselves up as a God, right? This is what the dude said in the video, that the ISUPK will be instead of a God unto everybody else, right? As if the Most High only chose them to do the work. This is madness. This is complete madness, okay? And you can just tell from how them guys act that there's a respected person among those individuals, right? That they're, you know, they're feared to the point to where you can't tell them nothing. Because there's no way in the hell that you can be a part of that organization, that church, and hear such things as that and not come out and say something, like, or at least say something to someone. But once again, you can tell that it's a respect of persons amongst the ISUPK. You know their followers are not calling them out on BS. You can tell, man. And having a respected person clouds your judgment. it clouds you being a judge, okay? A person who's supposed to know the law and who's supposed to do righteousness. But having a respected person, it clouds that, man. And this is why a lot of people in Israel, okay, get emotional when you rebuke their favorite person. A good example, Eleazar. A lot of Jakes are emotional because he got rebuked for doing wickedness. But according to the law, we're supposed to do that, right? Them guys all about the law, right? Well, when we heard the report, seeing the evidence, okay, bam. Well, the scriptures say this, brother, you going off. And Jake said, bro, Jake said that he did not sin. So you mean to tell me that it's okay to prostitute your wife to Esau? Let Esau sexually, um, let me try to find a YouTube word. Sexually dominate her, and then she come back to you and sexually dominate you in a in a in a very effeminate way towards you as a man. Brother, that is wickedness. That is high level wickedness. And when we call it out, it's, oh no, man, y'all haters, y'all this, y'all that. Brother, how in the hell can judgment get established if you can't call nobody out on anything? Or I should say your favorite people. That's called a respected person, man. And I'm gonna get a few scriptures on this, bro, because this is ridiculous. You can't call nobody out, bro. That's crazy. There is nobody claiming to be Israel, calling on the Most High, calling on Yahweh that's above rebuke, bro. You got your goddamn mind. All of us are able to be rebuked, okay, on our BS when we go off. So I'm gonna get Sirach here, man. This Sirach chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall." Brother, as a believer, as an Israelite, as a son of the Most High, as a judge, because we're all judges, man. We're all judges because the Most High wants all of us to know the law, right? So that we can know how to judge. Well, guess what, brother? If you got to respect the person, and you fear a man to the point where you know that you can't say nothing to him, brother, you tripping. And that's going to cause you to fall, man. Because you're going to be seeing wickedness going on, but your mouth shut the whole damn time. Now I understand, if you are a newer, a younger brother, you'll be hesitant because you don't, like, you don't know how to go about it. Okay? It happens. Being a younger guy, a newer guy, that'll happen to you. But you got to check that shit, bro. Because if you see something wrong going on, that you know in your spirit that's wrong, according to the scriptures, you got to say something about that, man. Now, there's a respectful way to do it. If you're going to a brother of a higher rank, no matter if it's a head, a second in command, it doesn't matter. If you see BS, according to the Most High, you got to check BS, bro. But there's a way to do it. Okay, don't just go, motherfucker, you got to do all that. But you can call it out. And I'm going to get an account of that in the Holy Scriptures, man. So don't let the fear of man, brother, cause you to fall, man. Don't set nobody against your own soul, man. Putting this man on a high pedestal to where if he do some ridiculous shit, you can't even say nothing to him, brother. You cannot be like that serving the Most High. Real talk, bro. Verse 23 says, and refrain not to speak when there is an occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. But guess what? If you have respect the person, you ain't gonna say nothing. When the Most High telling you not to refrain to speak, man, it doesn't matter who it is, brother. Doesn't matter who it is, what rank, how many years, how great a beard. It don't matter. If you see wickedness going on and things that's contrary to the Most High, you have to say something. And this is why the apostles and the elders, brothers, okay, the bishops, they're hated because they call out wickedness. They call out evil. They call out transgressions. And that has made them to be hated amongst Israel, amongst the people who's supposed to know the laws of the Most High, who's supposed to know that a rebuke is a part of our heritage. But it has gotten to a point now to where you can't even call out wickedness amongst Jake, man. That's crazy. All right. Next precept here is Deuteronomy chapter 1. Deuteronomy chapter 1 in the 17th verse, right? I'm going to read different versions, okay? I read the KJV first. It says, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man. No man should put fear in your heart out. Now, granted, you're supposed to have respect and, reverence towards your leaders, right? It tells you that in the scriptures. But it don't supposed to be to the point to where if you see them do something wrong, you're afraid to say something. No, you got to say something, bro. At the ISUPK, you can tell that nobody is checking their so-called leadership. Because these guys get on camera and say ridiculous things, man. Outlandish, ridiculous, childish things. And nobody of the ISUPK is saying, hey, look, bro, that's ridiculous. That's not according to the scriptures. Y'all tripping. They're afraid to say it because it's a respected person. You can't be a prophet of the Lord if you're afraid to rebuke, man. You can't be. It says, for the judgment is of Yahweh. Or it says, for the judgment is Yahweh's. Excuse me. So the judgment comes from the Most High, man. And if the Lord put the Spirit on you to call something out, you got to call it out, bro. If not, then you're transgressing because you're withholding the wisdom, the judgment of the Lord, when they're supposed to be executed, man. Come on, bro. It says, and if the cause be too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. This is the a new King James Version that says, you shall not show partiality in judgment. You shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid of any man's presence, for the judgment is the Most High's. The case that is too hard for you, bring to me, and I will hear it. So, brother, we're commanded by the Lord, man, to do judgment, right? This is Leviticus chapter 19. Leviticus 19. And let me start at verse 15. So I read the KJV. It says, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou do but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So it doesn't matter the rank and file, according to the Most High. That's out the window. And I remember a while back, the Apostle Hart said that. He said, if a he said, let's say if a younger brother see an older brother going off, and the younger brother, check him. He said that older brother, his rank out the window at the moment. He said at that moment, his title, whatever title he got, is out the window at the moment, and their brother who's calling him out is above him at the moment. I remember he said that. It stuck with me. I never heard a book, like being explained like that before. But he said at that moment, the brother who getting called out, your rank don't matter at that moment because you're going off. But if you have respect to person, then you're not going to say nothing. And that's the problem with our people, man. It's a favoritism, oh, I like him so much that I can't say nothing to him kind of spirit going on, man. What the hell is this, bro? I mean, bro. But that's how the law don't get executed, because of respect to persons. Jake let shit slide and, throw things under the table because this your best friend or this my cool brother, I'm cool with him, so I'm going to let it just slide. No, fuck that, dog. What the Most High say, player? You can't be a prophet if you're afraid to rebuke, bro. You can't be one. Sorry, that job isn't for you because you're too emotional. You're too goddamn emotional. You're too friendly. The prophets weren't friendly, bro. Imagine if Nathan was friendly with King David. He would have never rebuked David. He would have never said nothing to David for committing adultery and murder, man. Come on, bro. You can't be a prophet if you're afraid to rebuke and call things out, man. Plain and simple. It says, Slakia, next scripture, Proverbs, man. And then I'm going to get the account that I want. Proverbs 24. And verse 23. It says, let me see here. So I read the KJV first. It says, Proverbs 24, verse 23. These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. NLT, here are some further sayings of the wise. It is wrong to show favoritism when passing judgment. You can't do that, brother, because you're clouding the scriptures. You're clouding the judgment, the understanding. You cannot show favoritism when you're judging, bro. You got to call a spade, so to speak, right? According to the scriptures. Now, let's go to Galatians. Then I'm going to close out. Let's go to Galatians chapter 2, I believe. Between the Apostle Paul and Peter. Galatians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, but when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face because he was to be blamed. Now we know that Peter was the head of the church, that the Most High chose him, okay? The rock, the foundation of the church. Paul said, I called him out to his face because he was to be blamed. At that moment, his rank went out the window. because he was wrong at the moment what he did. And I'll read the account. How many men you know will call a head brother out and say, hey, look, you tripping, bro. But the scriptures say this. You're wrong. How many men would do that? Not many. Because you're afraid. You're afraid to do it. But you claim to be a prophet. You claim to be a man of the Lord, but you're afraid to call something out if it's wrong, man. That's the issue. No man's rank, no man's nothing should stop your mouth out from calling out something wrong. This is why Paul was hated, okay? People hate Paul, man. People hate the Apostle Paul. Why? Because Paul would check you on your shit, man. Doesn't matter who you were. Paul would check you on your shit because he feared the Lord. He was about truth and righteousness. And when he saw truth and righteousness not being executed, he called it out, bro. Didn't matter who it was. Read his epistles. Read through Paul's epistle. Paul called it out. Hey, Paul saying, look, y'all tripping on this, bro. Y'all tripping on that. Y'all tripping hard on this. He calling out everything. Because guess what? It wasn't in line with the truth. It wasn't in line with the scriptures. And that's how you got to be, bro. But guess what? If you're like that, then you'll become an enemy. Jake would avoid you. Okay? You better believe people was avoiding Paul, man. Didn't want to see him. Heard he was coming to town. They move around. Because they knew that Paul and the men who were with him, that was about righteousness. All the apostles was. But I'm just talking about the apostle Paul and his epistles and what we know about him according to the scriptures. He wasn't fucking around. And you could, just can come around Paul doing any and everything, he gonna call you out. Which remind me of the apostles today. They see something or hear something crazy, they gonna call it out. That's how it's supposed to be, man. But you got other so-called leaders in Israel saying, y'all can't say nothing, bro. You can't rebuke nobody. You can't call nobody out. What the hell is wrong with you guys, man? Some of you guys been around 30, going on 40 years. And you talking about we can't judge or call nobody out? You're fucking crazy, dog. You're crazy. We understand as you go back to the old school, you got, I was there with them. Okay, cool. But why are you saying that we can't judge or call out wickedness? That's crazy to me. And for the General Yohana, do a video checking Tazariak, because Tazariak was the one that I saw who broke the news about Alazar. He did about 3-4 videos on it. So why you ain't call out Captain Tazariak? Because he made hella videos saying that Sakari is over with, Gorilla is over with, going in, laughing, making jokes. But when other brothers do it, oh man, y'all going off, y'all wrong, y'all ain't showing no mercy. Then the IUIC with Deacon I need some sleep, right? With the sand with the pillows under his goddamn eyes. Deacon can't sleep. He come out looking crazy as hell. You guys are crazy, man. Jake do shit like that because they're not being checked, bro. Amongst their leadership, amongst their congregation. You cannot just get on camera and say any fucking thing. No. If you're going off, somebody gonna say something to you, brother. They're supposed to. But that's the spirit that the apostles and the elders and the bishops has established. If you see some wickedness going on, if you see a doctrine being broken down wrong, you're supposed to call it out and check it, correct it. Rebuke is for correction, not to try to shame you or where shame come with it, right? But it's to correct you ultimately. So reading this, it says, but when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face, because he was to be blamed. For before that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles, but when they were come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision. He was showing respect to person, man, afraid of what they might say to him for being with those Israelite brothers who were coming out of their Greek lifestyle. So he withdrew himself, hid himself, man, as if he went, messing with them brothers and sisters, bro. Paul saw that, and Paul like, hell no, you tripping, dog, to his face. That's how it's supposed to go down. It's supposed to go down just like that, bro. You tripping, bro, before everybody. Sometimes, you pull a brother to the side, look, you tripping, dog. You tripping hard. You tripping hard. You got to correct this. It says, and the other Jews dissembled likewise with him. So other men saw Peter do that. They withdrew also. So he caused them other men to pretty much transgress, to go off because of what he did, because he was the head, right? It says, and so much that Barnabas also was carried away with their dissimulation. So even Barnabas, who was with Paul, who was going around teaching the Israelite brothers who were foreigners, man, he even got, he even got carried away with it, bro. And that, Paul was riled up. He's like, okay, these boys tripping. But he saw that it was Peter who started it, so he went to Peter, since he was the head. He says, but when I saw that they walk not uprightly according to the truth of the gospel. That's the whole key, brother. When you see a brother, anybody, who claim to be an Israelite, claim to be in the truth, if they're not walking according to the truth of the gospel, you have every right from the Most High to check that situation, check their brother. It don't fucking matter. You got to call it out. That's how you keep righteousness and balance amongst the church, amongst just everything. It established the fear of the Lord, man. It says, but when I saw that they walked not uprightly according to the truth of the gospel, I said unto Peter before them all, if thou being a Jew livest after the manner of the Gentiles, which was by faith, and not as do the Jews, why compellest thou the Gentile to live as do the Jews? So the point being of that account is that the Apostle Paul wasn't a respectable person, okay? Them individuals who got carried away with Peter, guess what? They were individuals who had respectable persons. Even Barnabas got carried away with it. You can't be like that, brother. Don't let these so-called leaders of Israel, these different camps, tell you that you can't call nobody out. That's weird, okay? When their congregation doing all kind of crazy shit. I mean, this is wild. But Jake had been like this since the beginning of the time, man. Jake full of shit. But hey, you're not going to stop my tongue. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to say something. Don't care if you don't like me. I don't give a damn. I'm not here to be liked, my guy. And you shouldn't be here to be liked neither. It's about truth. It's about truth, man. I remember the Apostle Hart saying that before. I'm not here to be liked. He said, I'll be the bad guy. And then he quoted the movie, right? But what's his name? Al Pacino, right? He played Tony Montana. He said, you need people like me. So you can point the finger to, right? But he quoted it saying that, look, I'll be the bad guy. I'll take the so-called, rip of being a bad guy if it means truth. And there's a lot of people who don't like the apostles, bro. A lot of people don't like them because they call out wickedness. But that's how it's supposed to go down. So I'm gonna go my butt to work, man. Don't let no man, no rank, nothing cause you to shut your mouth when you see wickedness, man. You gotta say something, brother. We all gotta say something. If not, then the Most High will hold us accountable and fucking judge us. Now, once again, there's a way to do things, right, towards a brother of a higher rank. But nevertheless, you got to check the situation if it comes down to that. So, I pray to was edified, man. All praise Yahweh, Shemel Shai, Shalom.